Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 50s Chicks podcast. I'm Annalie.
And I am Patricia.
And today we're going to talk about cougars. Yes, indeed. They're out there. They're out there in the wild, in them streets.
Yes, they are.
Yep. Are you going to talk about
Okay,
self-care?
I don't know why we're...
Self-care time.
Yes, self-care first. Yes, we have to make sure that everybody is taking care of themselves out here in these streets.
To whoever needs to hear this, it's not selfish to love yourself, to take care of yourself, or to make your happiness a priority. It's necessary.
Make sure that you are, taking those extra moments to
Hydrated.
Yes, stay hydrated.
Yep.
So that you are mentally and emotionally prepared for what this, for this whole, good gosh, again, trying to find
The word?
No, I'm trying to find a positive
Oh.
for this dating journey.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes. You want to be able to make the best decisions that you can make so that you can, and, stay hydrated so you can do that.
Yep.
And having said that,
Are we going to delve into
we are
the
delving.
cougars? So, of course, we've known that cougars are around.
Yes.
I do know that both you and I, when we started our dating sites, we got contacted by many, a 20-year-old, yes.
Yeah,
And yes, they do want to meet up and have sex.
yes, they do.
They are not
They do.
looking for a long-term relationship.
Of course not. That's
Because it don't even make sense.
No, it doesn't. It's not no. They're not, because they are young boys.
Yeah.
And they want to be with young girls.
Just like young girls.
Right.
Be with young boys.
Yes. For any type of meaningful relationship. And it makes sense. And that's just, it is what it is. And
Yep.
yeah, that's what that is.
That's what that is.
What I do wonder, now that I'm thinking about it, where the term cougar originated from. I
Yeah, that is interesting.
looked that up. But yeah, why is it a cougar?
Because a cougar hunts.
But I think they all
But they
pets
hunt,
hunt, don't they? Why cougar? But yeah, they are. And it's interesting. It is very interesting to me that the old man has there's no name for the old man, although we call them old
Many
men.
names.
Well,
Many.
yes, they've been called dirty old man. I know
Dirty
when I
old
was
man.
growing up.
Pedophile.
Well, now that's a different.
Nope. Nope.
But yeah, they were called dirty old men.
Dirty old man.
Yeah, that's what I grew up with. However, it wasn't like that was just what people said.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a name, a designation. Like cougar, that's a name. That's a
cougar
designation.
to me, it's not a negative.
No,
It doesn't
no.
sound negative.
No, it's just the name that is, but there's a name attached to the behavior.
Yeah.
There is no name.
What should we call? What
attached
name should
to-
we attach to it?
To what?
To the old man.
Well, they have old man syndrome. OMS, we can call
OMS.
them some, but I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is
That,
interesting.
and with the men, it's prevalent. It is a prevalent and pervasive mindset.
and
but
they're
with
not
the
getting a
women-
name.
Yeah, but with the women, it is small,
Rare.
and it's a minority of
Yeah.
women, that
Yeah.
engage in that type of behavior, but yet there's a name. I think that's something that we should definitely note.
Interesting.
Yes. So,
well, without further ado, let me just look and see what they wrote. They said, Cougars. Any other ladies getting tons of requests from young guys? I just started back online dating after being away for 6 years. And she's 55 female, my inbox has more messages from 30-somethings than ever. What gives?
Some of those are scammers.
Some are scammers.
Let's just get that out.
Let's just say a lot of them are scammers.
Yes. If there's a lot, then yeah, a good bit of them are scammers. And you can...
Yes, and if they're working on an oil rig, if they are in the military and they can't reach you, they're a prominent doctor.
Yes.
Or if they're even a famous person.
Yeah.
They're not real.
Right.
So, yeah, just whoever needs to hear that.
Right, yeah, whoever needed to know.
Ooh.
But yes, we did get, messages from the young guys. Yeah, no one takes that seriously. Well, I mean,
I actually
most people don't.
Talked to one of mine. He was 21, I want to say, so like real crazy young, right? He was in the military, and I mean, not a scam though. He was like real here.
Legit, yeah.
But anyways, so turns out his mother was younger than me, and I told him, because we were talking, I said, why don't you, because he was really adamant, like really coming up. And I'm like, why don't you find yourself a girlfriend your own age? And he's like, well, I have one of those. Are you crazy? Crazy old lady.
I know, she's thinking, I don't have a girl. Why?
This was like a 21-year-old, six-pack, attractive man, and he's looking at me crazy.
Like, I do have one. Like, do you think you're
the one? Girl? You think I'm looking for a girl? In you?
No.
That's crazy. And
the thing is, obviously, it makes sense. Why would a young boy be looking for an older woman, older than his mother, to be his girlfriend? That would make him have some very serious issues that he shouldn't be in a relationship until they're sorted out.
Yeah.
At all.
Yes.
Cougars. Older women who like and date younger men. Cougars are so amazing. Like, honestly, if I had a man right now and like a cougar wanted him and she was a sugar mama, I would be like, yeah, go for it right now. She's gonna pay our rent. She's gonna pay our bills and we're gonna be good. If she wants penis, just tell her like you're not feeling well. Like you have like a yeast infection. Like, do guys get yeast infections? I don't know, but if they do, just say you have a yeast infection and you can't because your bladder hurts.
Now, I believe that this particular person's issues stemmed from some pornographic videos that he had been watching that does depict the older lady who's all like sex starved.
Yeah.
And I go after him like crazy. So yeah. So that I found that out.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So let's see about some of the responses.
Yes.
Let's see. 66 female. Ooh. I could have written this, but my 3-year situationship was with a sweet man 16 years younger. Nowadays, I'm perusing, but not seriously looking. Okay, that right there, what she's not saying is that didn't work out.
Right, 3 years. She said it lasted. Did she say 3 years?
Yes.
No,
my 3-year situation.
Okay. Well, it wasn't a relationship. It was not anything meaningful. Situationship is like it's just a sexual, sexual.
So, I wonder if she knew that it was a situationship when she was in it.
Well, at some point she realized it because
She
she's
did, yeah.
saying that that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now.
One girl, 45 female, says, I downloaded an app for 4 days looking for men 40 to 55. I had to change my age filter because of all the 20-somethings. Then I had 3 really awful dates and deleted that app again. Okay. Well, okay.
Well, just 3. If you, I mean, you're gonna have a gazillion.
Yes. Oh my
awful
God.
ones.
Yes. We went through
Yeah, there's
a few.
bad ones, but you know, you gotta be prepared for that.
And this girl, one says they're porn sick. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that is a thing. This girl says, after my divorce, I had friends who said to take all the opportunities that came my way. My response, no thank you. I trained enough young bucks in my 20s, and I'm not going to go through crappy sex again.
Oh, that is funny.
They may have stamina and enthusiasm, but so many didn't really know how to satisfy. Plus, with the porn flood out there, their expectations are out of whack.
Yeah, and porn is messing a lot of folks up, the old and the young. That's for sure.
Yes.
I will not date a younger man. Like, there's limits to the age that I'll date. Because I know that a man 37 is not a good look for me at 54. There's some 54 women that are cougars or whatever y'all, panthers, tigers, whatever y'all want to call them. I just know at 54, a 37-year-old man has a lot of growing to do. And I don't want to stunt his growth, right? I went out on a date with somebody that's going to be 40. He might be 40 now, right? I went on a date with somebody. Let me just tell you this little story of why I'm not dating younger. He was talking about going to the hookah bar. He was telling me a story about how him and his friends went to New York a couple weeks ago and they got home 4 o'clock in the morning. He was talking about he wanted me to go with him to this place and do this and do that. I said, 4 o'clock in the morning? Is this kid crazy? My knees don't work after 1. I'm sleepy. Hookah? I can't even breathe in a hookah bar. So I would not want to stunt his growth, right? My husband gonna go to bed at 10 o'clock with me. 11, 12. Maybe if we doing a late night creep or something, 11 or 12. But we going to bed at decent hours over here at 54. We sleepy. We tired. 37. You supposed to be running the streets. When I was 37, I was running the streets. You had to catch me at 37. But now at 54, brother, and you 37, we not gonna mesh. And if you want some kids, these eggs is shut down. Ain't nobody having no babies. I don't even like other people's kids. So you have to know what you're dealing with. And people say, why wouldn't you date a younger man? Because I don't want to stop him from, he not allowed to come home at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I ain't going to be nobody mama policing no young man that's supposed to be out at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But my man, thank you to my man ain't coming home 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, there's some instances of his boy having something, a bachelor party, or we all know when people come home at a certain hour. If I'm out at 2, me and my girl having a bridal shower or something, we on whatever. But on a regular basis, the weekends don't mean nothing to us. I'm 56. I see y'all. The weekends, you still ain't staying out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on the weekends. You better have yourself home by 12.
Dating a young man, 14 years my junior at the moment. And that's not
How old is she?
crazy. Oh, does it say? She doesn't say. She does not say. He indicated that he feels emotionally safer with mature women, loves that I'm not addicted to social media and know what I want out of life. I had a hysterectomy years ago, so pregnancy isn't a concern, and my kids are grown, so she must be at least a little bit older.
Be, yeah.
The
Grown
physical
kids.
side is just outlandishly nice with the energy, enthusiasm, and stamina he brings to the table. That said, it's probably a limited time pairing.
course.
because I'm at the apex of my career, looking to retire in 15 years, and he's still on the early
So
part
she's
of
50.
the climb. We look close on age now, but that's not likely to hold up in the next decade, and I don't want him to feel like he's taking Granny to dinner.
That's what it would look like. And he's not going to be around in 10 years. But 14, so she would 50, 40, so he's like maybe 36.
Oh my
That
gosh.
deal.
This woman goes, I'm 66 and gets slammed with young guys. They're looking for sugar situations.
Yes, sugar mamas. They exist.
This girl responds, my cubs aren't. They just like older women.
And I don't know her, but I'm going to say she might be a little bit delusional. And I don't understand why she's calling people cubs. Like that, to call, in the plural. So she just has this string of young boys. I don't know. I mean, to each his own. I'm hoping that they're not in their 20s or 30s, these boys.
Oh my gosh. Another woman chimes in saying, same with mine. Her cubs, they don't want or need the spoiling.
I am officially a cougar. He's young and white, so I'm not just a cougar, I'm a Black Panther. Young and white, and he wants me to meet his mama. That's gonna be a situation. Because he has to tell her two things. He has to tell her I'm older and I'm Black. I can't wait to meet her. Because I'm gonna tell her, I got your baby boy.
But they're having this.
Yeah, that's what they want. They just
with
want,
you.
they want to have sex, and that's it. And there's no meaningful relationship. Now, if all you're looking for is that type of situation, but I think there's an issue when they're in their 20s. Like if you're 50, just like for the men, if you're in your 50s and you are, well, I guess, okay, let me separate it because it is different. With the women, it is different than with the men. The men, it is, in my opinion, exploitation because these girls are wanting the money and the resources and they trade their bodies for it.
Yes.
That's exploitation.
Yes.
Now, these young boys are wanting sex from the older women. So we have to look at those differently in those two aspects. However, it is still, I think there is still something to be said about a person, an adult age 50 or whatever, seeking sex from a 20-something-year-old. It is an imbalance to me.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you have children that age, I just don't see how anyone can look at that and think it's okay.
I think some
don't.
of these women must be pretty emotionally immature as well, I guess.
I mean, they could be. I don't know. And if they are thinking that these young boys are going to be having these long-lasting, long-term relationships, or that they feel some kind of emotional attachment, they're going to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
They're being used in a way, just like, in a way, it's kind of like the old guys with the young girls.
Mm-hmm.
They're being used for sex, just like the old ones are exploiting the young girls.
Yes.
And they just have to know that that's just what it is. And if, I don't know.
An older woman with a younger man is a very different story. For good reason, because we have biological differences that are valid. And it plays out differently in relationships. Now I'm talking about significant age gap. So if it's like 1, 2, maybe even 3 years, although I wouldn't go that far if you can avoid it, then it's not really that consequential. But if it's a significant age gap, then there's going to be some problems. You're going to see issues around polarity. So the man is not necessarily going to be the one who is leading. The woman may be more in charge. She may be more controlling. She may be more mothering, or she may just feel like she's more competent than he is. She has more of her ducks in a row, financially, socially, emotionally. She's just more mature perhaps. And so he's going to feel more like a little boy, you know, like a little Peter Pan syndrome happening. And she may be romantic, like towards him. She may feel passion. She may be very attracted to him and really enjoy his energy, being a little bit more, you know, lighthearted and fun and adventurous and all of that stuff. But he needs to mature in his masculinity. There are occasions when I have worked with people when it's worked out. And this is the caveat. Usually it works out if and only if the man, the younger man, has some kind of trade-off. So if he has a liability that he's got to deal with and he brings to the table, it's going to even out and neutralize her age difference. So just something undesirable about him. It could be like financially, maybe he's bankrupt, or it could be he's not that attractive and he feels like this is him doing his best. So he could be very mature and competent in a lot of different ways, but just there's some issue going on that makes it difficult for him to find someone who's a little bit more age appropriate for him. But this is the biggest issue: legacy. So a younger man who is swept away in his feelings is kind of effeminate, right? Because he needs to be grounded in objectivity first and foremost in order to make and discern who is the best partner for him, and not just chase his feelings, whether that's lust or love, and pick a woman based on that. But he needs to be thinking about his future. And if he wants children, then it's going to be his entire legacy potentially on the line. If he chooses to fall in love with a woman and seek a marriage and family with a woman who's older than him, if he can do better, right? Like, I understand we're all romantics at heart, but ultimately we need to be wise about the person we choose to marry. So having a short, healthy relationship is one thing, but who you're going to end up with for the rest of your life and build that legacy with needs to be a very conscious decision based on my 3 factors in the vetting system. So it's chemistry, compatibility, and connection.
Girl says, I'm 61 and I was getting likes from guys in their 20s. Okay, I don't look my age, but still, that is a no for me. Admittedly, I'm attracted to younger guys, 45 and up, but not someone who could be my grandkid. Ugh.
Exactly. Ugh. Ugh. Yes.
And this person says, perhaps this is due to a porn culture thing. So much porn is glamorizing MILFs. Maybe the youngins are thinking this is the golden path for confident sex partners that teach them sexual prowess. I actually think that they do believe that these older women are going to teach them tricks that they can then take to their young girls, their actual girlfriends.
I don't think young boys
things.
even care enough to care about what they're doing with their young partners. I just think that it's easy sex. An older woman.
Oh, it is. Yes,
it's easy sex, and I think that it's just base as that.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
It's just easy sex, and that is it.
Oh my gosh, this one says, yes, I'm 58. My 30-year-old plumber is trying. LOL. Ooh, I don't know how that's going to work out.
I don't know either.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing is they're talking about porn being a
contributing
thing
factor.
in this. And that it's sex driven, obviously.
It's definitely.
Some of them may be looking for money as well.
Yes, there are, the boys that are looking for resources too.
Yeah.
To stay around, I guess. But yeah, I know if my son were to tell me that he was involved with a 50-something-year-old woman, me and that woman would be having some conversations, and somebody might come out of that conversation with their feelings hurt. Like I can't imagine any woman with a son a young son that would be okay with their son having a so-called situationship with a 50-something, dare I say 60-something-year-old woman, just like the old man syndrome men.
Yes.
They would not want to say. That's why I don't understand the mindset. You know, if you would not want your relative, whether it be your son, your nephew,
Yeah, people you care about.
why would you think it's okay to do that to someone else's? I mean, and we talk about, you know, doing no harm, doing the right thing, and all of that falls into all those things. I think we have to have some parameters. I mean, it can't be anything goes. I mean, it can't. It really can't be anything goes, because to what end? To what end? There has to be some kind of decorum, and I don't know. That's just my opinion, and I think definitely it ends there for me and any young boy or girl that I have any attachment to. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I just want to put out there that, of course, you know, in our age, if somebody's 10 years age difference, I don't think that's
not
a big deal.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, that's way
We're
different.
talking about the real age difference, where you're dating someone who's you're
30
basically
years younger, 40 years
younger than their parents.
Right.
And that's problematic.
Like they weren't even born when you were an adult. Like it just doesn't.
No.
Like, yeah, I just can't even.
Just no.
Yeah, a no for me. I think it's just a hard no. Yeah.
And I'm sure some of these women, you know, because I know I came out on those streets thinking, you know, the same way, like when I was 20 and 30, I was like,
yes.
But I still looked at those boys.
And saw boys.
And they're boys.
Yeah, boys. And especially for those.
But, I mean, you can feel, what do you call it? You can feel,
I don't know, what do you call it?
I'm losing that word.
Like, think they're cute or be attracted? Or
No. You, like it's a compliment. You can
be flattered.
Flattered.
Yes.
You can feel flattered.
Flattered.
Yes. Go ahead. Feel good about yourself. Yes. Self-care. So yes, soak that in. And think,
lap it up.
Here, you know, 20-year-olds into me.
Yes. If you think that they really are.
You know,
but yes, I get what you're saying.
Yes.
You can use that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, and be flattered.
I mean, I wouldn't touch it, but yes. Yes. So.
Yeah, I just think that there is some decorum, that we got to live by some rules. Like, to what end? Like, are we just...
And I think at the end of the day, it's going to hurt your feelings.
It definitely will. If you... Because we're not... Women, as women, we are very emotional, and we become emotionally attached. And it's very hard, I know, to separate...
Yes.
From our emotions.
And it's funny because guys seem to have very little problem with that.
They don't, because, well, that's a whole nother story.
So,
we'll get into that another episode.
Yes, but they actually seem to be able to very much separate and just...
Yes, because of how they view
women. Yes, which is unfortunate.
Yes.
Yes.
But you're right, though. The bigger issue is you're setting yourself up for some disappointment, maybe heartbreak.
Oh, just
devastation.
Get a little bit of flattery in and be done. Say thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Because then, if you think about it, then you're really competing with young girls. There is no competition. There is none. There is none. Because the young boys, they want the young girls.
Yeah.
Those are the ones they're going to pick to have real relationships with. to marry, all those things, and they should.
Yeah.
That is what
Natural
they
thing.
should be doing.
Yeah.
So, it's just what do you call it? A zero-sum game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just playing with fire if you're really thinking that there is some future or some real meaningful relationship attached to those kinds of situations. It just...
Bottom line,
Yeah.
don't recommend.
It is not a recommendation.
No.
And it doesn't help you stay hydrated. No. So,
You were married, which I thought was interesting, to a man 16 years younger than you at one point. Nowadays, it's very, very chic. Everybody's doing it nowadays. Mary Tyler Moore, they're all marrying.
Maybe I started it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, was that considered chic in those days, or was everyone...
I don't think it's
snickering?
ever considered chic. I don't think that the Mr. and Mrs. Q public agree that that's a very good mating situation at all. I think they dislike it intensely, except if it's an older man marrying a younger woman, they don't mind that so much.
Which gets me crazy. I think an older man with a younger woman is disgusting. I think an older woman with a younger man is elegant and fabulous and absolutely, absolutely. I love you.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
let us know what you guys think in the
Yes.
comments.
Yeah.
We are on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
TikTok. Yes. And leave your comments, and we would love to know what you think about it. My opinion, I'm sticking to it.
Yep. And make sure that if you're watching on YouTube,
yes.
give us your thumbs up and subscribe.
Yes.
And that goes for Spotify too.
Oh, yes. Subscribe.
Yes, we got one more.
Oh, did we?
Trickling in. Trickling in. But also tell your friends about us.
Yes.
Get the word out.
And let us know if there's anything in particular you would want us to do a video on. We'd be happy to take whatever suggestions you would like.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
And
So till next time, don't forget to live
laugh.
and connect. Are we going to do this?
Is it going to?
Yes.
Right away.
Bye.